I'm going to give you 7 signs to know if you are transgender. Now, before I start this video, I would like you to know that I am not a licensed professional and I cannot diagnose you as transgender. Number 1 is gender dysphoria. Now, what is gender dysphoria? The most important thing to remember is that it is a sense of unease while existing in society as your current gender. This sense of unease and dissatisfaction may follow you around throughout your life, and you may or may not know why, but you know that something is wrong and you don't quite fit into society and your body. Number 2 is very similar to gender dysphoria, and it is conflicts with your identity. You may be very girly for a boy, or you may be very boyish for being a girl. Also, you begin to fascinate yourself with things that you shouldn't, such as Barbie dolls or your hair. I was fascinated with women. I loved everything about women, their clothes, their fashion, their makeup, their hair, all of these things that make a woman a woman. I almost envied them. As an effect, I started forcing myself into titles that I didn't really feel that fit me, which just constantly conflict with my gender. I came out as gay, even though I didn't really feel like a gay male, and I just always had these conflicts with my identity. Number 3 is your childhood behaviors. When I was roughly 7 years old, I remember some of my earliest memories of praying to God that he would make me a woman, or that I would wake up the next day and magically be a woman. And I would assume a very feminine role in any game that we played. Even if it was a game with all men or very masculine game, I would still choose the less masculine role, such as a healer, or I would only play with woman characters. So I didn't recognize that at the time. I just knew I had these thoughts in my head and I didn't know what to do with them. As I got older, I just completely forgot that I even used to do those things. Number 4 is a desire to hide some of your physical traits. Now, when I got to high school, I started becoming very embarrassed and self-conscious of my private parts, to the point where I started wearing very tight underclothing on purpose to hide my body parts. I did not want people to even know that there was anything down there. Cisgendered straight women are not going to go and cover up and bind their breasts, and a lot of straight cisgender men are not going to go on purpose trying to hide their body parts. I think a lot of cisgendered males, they just put on shorts and they go. They just put on sweatpants and they just go outside. Now, not every guy wants their stuff flopping around, but I think most cisgender men don't even think about that. And for me, it was a very, very conscious and purposeful thing. Number 5, which I think is a huge one and very, very obvious, is your relationship to characters. A lot of people don't think about this. Any point of my existence, I have always related to woman characters, whether it's superheroes or actors in shows. I don't have a lot of favorite male superheroes. Maybe a handful that I can count on hand. All of my favorite superheroes are all women. In fact, I want you guys to comment your favorite superhero in the bottom. This will be fun. Now, number 6 is cross-dressing. This is an obvious one, but it does not technically mean that you are for sure transgender, because there are lots of people who cross-dress for the fun of it. However, the difference is there was a sense of longing and envy. I envy women clothing. I started getting into fashion and I noticed that men clothing are so boring. You know, you go in the men's section and you have a t-shirt, a t-shirt, a t-shirt, a t-shirt with a print, a t-shirt with someone's face on it, a t-shirt with a word on it. You have a V-neck, you have a crew neck. It's just all boring. It's all t-shirt and pants and shorts. It's like those are your options. But with women's clothing, I ended it because they had so many options. They have tube tops, they have tank tops, they have halter tops, they have blouses, they have shirts, they have bras, they have sports bras, they have so many options that they can wear: dresses, skirt, shorts. And I always envied going into the mall and going shopping and looking on the other side and seeing cool things that I would love to wear, but I couldn't wear. Now we're down to number 7, which is also a very, very important one. And number 7 is your preference for authority figures. Now, I don't just mean the police. I mean people in your life who hold power over you at any stage of your life. It could be your boss, it could be your teacher, it could be your doctor, it could be your lawyer. What do you prefer? I, in all my life, have always preferred women teachers because I just find it way more easier to relax and let down my guard around them. With male teachers, I always felt like I had to be a little bit macho and act a certain way, but with female teachers, I could just be myself. Same thing with doctors. I always preferred female doctors, which is weird because cisgendered men do not want a female doctor giving them a physical, most of them, unless they're perverted or just prefer that. So go back and think of what are your preferences. Do you always tend up picking a female doctor or a female lawyer or a female teacher, or are you always more comfortable with a female doctor or a female teacher? These are questions that you should ask yourself if you are questioning your identity. I hope this video was extremely helpful for you. If it was, please check out my other video where I talk about the effects of HRT. Ja!